Relives fond memories of the past. And here youth may savor the challenge and promise of the future.
We really start with a blank sheet of paper. There is this feeling like we can do anything.
There's a feeling, and we all know what it is. It's the Disney magic.
Our hope is the characters we're creating inspire kids to take the characters and continue those adventures.
It's like everything that you wanted to do with this story, you've done, that now belongs to all these other people.
From a dream to a reality.
Storytelling's always been at the heart of Disney.
Infinity is the platform to send the storytelling mind into overdrive.
The hardest thing to find was we had to get out of the way of the player and just let their imagination be what guides them.
This is your playground. This is your toy box. You play with the way you want to.
And I think that's what Infinity gives you, is the ability to be creative in a way that no one's ever seen before.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the star of the hit TV show Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Clark Gregg.
Thank you. I thank you. As you just heard, Disney Infinity is moving forward with the second phase of their operation. And to explain more about this, I would like to introduce to you the president of Disney Interactive, Jimmy Pitaro. James.
Thank you, Clark.
Welcome, Agent Pitaro.
Thank you. So, please, let's thank Clark Gregg, the amazing Agent Coulson from the Marvel series Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. on ABC.
Thank you.
And thank you for introducing me. I have to say that having you bring me out here really made me feel like a true agent, if only for 8 seconds.
It was more like 5.
Okay. Anyway, thanks again for being here to host the event today. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, see you in a bit. All right. So, thank you all for coming to see us. We're very excited to be here today to share with you the details on the next chapter of Disney Infinity. But before we get into the specifics, I thought I should spend just a few minutes talking about the long-term vision for Disney Infinity, along with some of the results since we launched last August. From the beginning, the Disney Infinity team aimed to create an experience where kids could play in the same ways they always have on their bedroom floors. Like this photograph of my own kids, we all know when kids play, they bring their favorite toys together, and there are no rules and no limits. They create their own worlds and stories controlled only by their imaginations. With Disney Infinity, we aim to emulate that experience within our game. And of course, as a part of the Walt Disney Company, there's a legacy of great experiences to live up to. Disney has always been about making memories with your family, like so many of us have at various parks and resorts. And with Disney Infinity, we wanted to create an interactive experience where families could play together and create new Disney memories. Across the Walt Disney Company, we have a belief that if we build great products, and if we put our guests first, market success will follow. And I'm happy to say that our Disney Interactive division is now experiencing that kind of success with several products, with Disney Infinity leading the way for us. Since our launch last August, we've sold more than 3 million Disney Infinity starter packs. Thank you. And we estimate that we've generated more than $500 million in global retail sales to date. And I'd like to personally thank and congratulate everyone at Disney Interactive who worked tirelessly to make this game a success and a defining product, not just for Disney Interactive, but for the entire Walt Disney Company. We're especially proud of the fact that we accomplished this as a first-year franchise. Building a successful franchise is an incredibly challenging endeavor. And I believe this accomplishment really speaks to both the quality of our innovative gameplay and to the broad appeal that our characters and stories have across the globe. In terms of our performance to date, despite the fact that we've been operating in a fiercely competitive Toys to Life category, and we're up against several incredibly high-quality products, I'm happy to announce that, according to the NPD Group, in the United States, Disney Infinity has outperformed our competition in terms of total sales revenue. And more importantly, we're seeing momentum for our product continue to grow across the board. So what this tells us is that there's actually plenty of room in this category, and that quality products can complement one another and create a rising tide that benefits both the developers and, much more importantly, our consumers. In fact, according to the NPD Group, over the last 2 months of 2013, during the critical holiday shopping season, interactive gaming toy sales grew more than 79% overall in the United States. It is indeed a great time to be both a gamer and a collector of quality game pieces. But our success isn't just financial. One of our original goals with Disney Infinity was to build a passionate and engaged community, and we're well on our way here. Since we launched, each week we've asked our community to create themed toy box levels through fun challenges ranging from Toy Story to my personal favorite, the Frozen Challenge. We then curate the best submissions and push those levels out to our community, allowing us to offer free content on a weekly basis. To date, more than 10 million Disney Infinity toy boxes have been downloaded by our guests, setting the stage for future growth in our product. But what's next? We've promised you all that the Disney Infinity platform will grow over time. And of course, that means that we need to add great new characters and introduce innovative new gameplay that'll take this experience to the next level. And we believe that we have several distinct advantages here that separate us from others in the space. First, no other company in the world has a treasure trove of beloved characters and brands like the Walt Disney Companies. Second, our development studio, Avalanche Software, has been together almost 20 years, and the unit is really a well-oiled machine. They know how to work with IP owners to build great game experiences, and they've consistently delivered for us. Third, we've invested heavily in our own game engine to ensure that it allows for ongoing evolution and innovation. It's a multi-platform, scalable engine, allowing our game to span across multiple genres and to provide for many different types of play experiences. And finally, we're incredibly fortunate to be a part of a company that has truly appreciated the quality of this game. And therefore, they've across the board embraced and supported the project in every way possible, ranging from the breadth of IP made available to us to the promotional support and visibility. To put another way, we're grateful to be a part of a company that not only allowed us to put monster truck tires on Cinderella's coach, but also insisted on building us a life-size replica to help spread the word. So when we talk about owning a gaming platform that can evolve for years to come, that's not just corporate jargon. It means that we believe we have endless possibilities to add to and improve this experience. And we're already planning ahead for years of fun and creating new Disney memories. With the second version of Disney Infinity, we wanted to take everything that worked so well with the initial product and make it epic. And there was one group of specific characters and stories that we turned to help us fulfill this goal. Today, I'm thrilled to announce Disney Infinity Marvel Superheroes. The game will launch this fall, and you're going to get to see some of it today. In a minute, I'm going to ask a few of my colleagues from Marvel and Avalanche to give you some insights as to how we got here and an in-depth review of some aspects of the game. But before I hand over the stage, I want to make one point that's very important to me and to everyone who's worked on this project. The addition of the Marvel characters and stories has allowed us, in fact, it's forced us to think very differently about this game and the gameplay. For us, it wasn't just about dropping Marvel's superheroes into Disney Infinity. Rather, it was about creating entirely new experiences that uniquely match these characters and their amazing qualities. I think you'll be very pleased with the additions you'll see today, and you can expect to see more of this kind of innovation from us in the future. Let's take a look.
What? No applause? See? This is why we can't have nice things.
Was that Loki? It's now my privilege to bring out legendary Marvel artist, writer, and chief creative officer of Marvel Entertainment, my good friend Joe Quesada.
You okay after that Loki thing? I know it's
I'm a little shaken.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Clark. Clark and I have been working together for many years now, and it's great to see what Clark has done with the character of Agent Coulson. I mean, for example, Clark, you're in our incredible television series, Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., right, Clark?
Yes, that's true.
You are a character in our comics.
That's true.
You are a character in our animated series, correct?
Yes.
That's right. And you're in almost every single Marvel film.
Almost all of them. But I need to have a word with you about Captain America, the Winter Soldier, and Thor: The Dark World, because they were great films, but lacking in something.
Seriously. Well, while we're at it, I mean, anything else that you're not in that's been bugging you that you want to...
Okay, well, yeah, there is, Joe. The one thing I'm not in that I would like to be in is Dancing with the Stars.
Have you seen that show?
I have, and I got moves. I got skills.
That show is clearly evil.
Oh.
That's nothing but Agents of Hydra in that show.
Really? Dancing with the Stars is Hydra?
If you want to convert to Hydra, we could probably get you on Agents on Dancing with the Stars.
I think that's something that they might be talking about if there's a season 2.
Okay.
No, not really.
All right. Well, listen. If you want, you mull that over.
Okay, I'll mull that over.
Talk to these people about some stuff.
Excuse me. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Clark Gregg. All right. While Clark mulls that over, his conversion to Hydra, by the way, I am Hydra. So, I want to tell everybody here a little bit about this incredible collaboration that brought Marvel, the Marvel Universe, and Disney Infinity together. As I'm sure most everyone here knows, Marvel has this incredible history filled with what I think are the greatest superhero characters ever created. You guys think the same, I'm assuming, right? Cool. And quite frankly, I believe that they were created by literally the most talented people ever to walk planet Earth. I'm partial, but I fully believe that. From Stan Lee to Jack Kirby to Steve Ditko, that list goes on, and it goes on through today. But more on that sort of today aspect in a bit, and trust me, I'm the king of segues and setups, and we'll get to that. So listen, while the idea of superheroes has existed for a very, very long time, even before Stan and Jack and their partners created what we refer to today as the modern Marvel Universe, there was one thing that separated Marvel characters from all others, and that's the idea that they were real people. Aside from having incredible powers, they also had real-world problems. They were just like you and me, really. And up until those early days in 1962, that just wasn't the case. Superheroes were perfect. They didn't have problems. This, to me, is what made our characters stand out and really stand the test of time. And more importantly, it's their humanity that really is what made them aspirational and relatable, more than their superpowers. So, now for decades after this, comic books were really the only place where you could catch up on the adventures of our heroes. But, later on, things changed, and we had, some Saturday morning cartoons, and there was a great Hulk TV show with Bill Bixby and the Electric Company, and some more Saturday morning cartoons, right? Electric Company fans, right? And then we conquered the big screen, and we became a movie studio. And then, thanks to guys like Mr. Clark Gregg, we conquered television. Clark, you still mulling over the Hydra thing, Clark?
I'm still mulling, Joe.
Still mulling, okay. Let me know, because I'm almost done here. So, but again, thanks to Clark, by the way, you can catch the Marvel Universe every week on ABC, Tuesday nights, 8 p.m. There's only 2 episodes left before the epic conclusion. You do not want to miss it. And by the way, it only gets better because soon, everyone will be able to binge watch the Marvel Universe on Netflix in 2015, right? Okay, so now it gets silly, right? You guys are probably sitting there asking yourselves, dude, what's with the shameless plugs? Okay, I'll tell you why. Because I want to emphasize really just how important today is. You see, this is one of those moments, because right here, right now, all of you are at the precipice of yet another one of those great evolutionary leaps for Marvel as we join in the Disney Infinity Fun. And you guys, like myself, are at ground zero. Actually, I'm at ground zero. You may be at ground 0.1. But this project has been a labor of love from the beginning. Not only have we at Marvel been involved from the very, very beginning and every step of the way with the Disney Infinity team to make sure that the project has the Marvel DNA through and through, but really their affection for all things Marvel can be seen in how much care and detail they poured into the project. Now, remember when I talked about all those legendary creators and that bit about how that continues today, and I mentioned that I was the king of segues and setups, and well, just to make Disney Infinity that much more special, the Infinity team enlisted probably the most legendary Marvel creator of the modern era. Now, I hate saying stuff like that because his head only gets bigger and bigger, but what the hell. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Brian Michael Bendis. Sir.
How are you?
Ryan,
yes.
Now, Brian, I'm going to step to the side here.
Sure.
Because, would you care to tell these people a little bit about your involvement in the game? And
Yeah, they were kind enough to call and say that they wanted me to come and help create the story for them and create the character voices and make sure it really breathed and smelled and tasted like Marvel. And I was so happy to do it because I watched my kids play Disney Infinity .1 and I saw how much they loved it, and I said, this game could do for this generation what comics did for us when we were kids. Stan Lee and everybody, the gang, they painted a picture inside the pages of the books with the bullpen bulletins that was really like the first interactive experience. Like we felt we were part of Marvel. And as a storyteller, that's like why we want to work at Marvel. So this game is like that next step where you get to be part of Marvel. You get to make your adventure. You get to be the characters. And I couldn't be happier to be part of that. The good news was when I joined the team that everybody who works on this game really knows their stuff. I mean, really knows their stuff down. So that relieved me. I was so happy that the people in charge of this knew their stuff so well. So it's just been a pleasure just to watch this build to this moment that we have today. So I just think it's a great experience for people who love the characters, that you get to experience them either with your kids or just on your own, and just build the Marvel Universe and play in it and enjoy our story. And the cool thing is, the stuff they're announcing today, that's just the beginning. There are stories and characters coming up throughout, I don't know what the time frame is, but there are characters and stories coming out that are just going to blow your mind. This is just, what? Yeah, that's true. There's so much more to come, which is cool.
Wow, fantastic. Yeah. Well, thank you, Brian. Listen, while I have you here, how many artists, you've been in Marvel now for 1,000 years?
1,000 years.
At least 1,000 years.
Yes. It just feels that way.
Sometimes. The truth of the matter is that it's one of the greatest jobs in the world. I think
absolutely.
That's why
Absolutely.
you've been there for so long.
Yeah.
How many artists would you estimate? I mean, you've probably worked with in your...
Dozens and maybe hundreds, and all different styles.
That's a big window, dozens to hundreds. I mean, seriously.
No, I can't count.
Okay.
I read comics all day.
Barely spell. Anyway. But
yes.
The beauty of working with all these great artists, because you're very project specific. You say, I'm writing this kind of story. I want to work with this artist because they bring this particular style to the characters, and you're one of the most specific guys when it comes to that sort of stuff. And I think it's evident in your books. And that's really the beauty of the other part of the Marvel Universe, is that you can interpret the characters in so many ways, and they still remain iconic as long as they still look like the characters. All our artists have a different way of drawing them.
Yeah.
And that was also part of the beauty of working with the Infinity crew, is that, the Infinity game has its own particular style. So how do you adapt that into the Marvel world? So we worked with their designers. We worked with the whole crew really to come up with a look that was uniquely Marvel, but still fit within the world of the game. And
it was weird that you made a demand that you pose for all the characters. That was weird.
It was a contractual thing.
You kind of made it a contractual thing, but all right.
No, our lawyers.
Right.
I don't ask for these things. Our lawyers put those things in there. It makes them happy.
Sure.
And I oblige.
Let's go with that.
Right. But here's the thing, though. I've been lucky enough to actually see these figures. I got to see these figures because I'm in the in crowd.
I've seen them too. Just saying.
They told me I was the only one.
I saw them too.
All right, somebody's going to get a really nasty letter. But let me ask you a question. Would you guys like to see some of these figures?
Let's do it.
I wish we had some. Okay. No,
Does anybody have figures?
Yes.
Oh, no, we have figures. Okay.
All right, so we're going to show you guys some figures. You guys go with that? All right. All right. All right, so since Brian is, I'm going to let you go first. Which one do you want?
I'll do this one. You ready?
No, I want to do that one.
Oh, this is like him all day long. Here we go.
You
ready?
Go ahead. All right, what do you got?
Boom. Iron Man.
Look at that. All right. Let me see it. I'm going to do my best QVC hand model thing. Okay. All right.
You're next.
I'm next? Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Let's see. Ooh, Brian. Look at that. There's a little Hawkeye action.
Little Hawkeye. There you go.
That might be a better shot there. Look how cool that is. All right, go ahead. Ah.
Boom.
Right out of the hit movie, ladies and gentlemen.
Bam.
Captain America. Captain America. That's right. For the ladies in the audience, there's a little Chris Evans action there.
Good Lord.
How about that, huh? That's right. Like I post. That's like you said. Okay. Okay, Brian.
All right.
You're next.
This is the one Joe posed for?
Yes, I did. I did actually. Okay, ready? Here we go.
Black Widow?
Watch. Oh, wait. Yeah. Hold the hammy. Hold the hammy. All right. All right. I get to do the mighty Thor.
Oh, that's Thor.
That's Thor.
I've been writing this wrong. Okay, I got it. All right.
All these years.
Yeah.
All these years.
All right.
And last but not least,
Hulk.
There we go.
Boom. I can't fit
Hulk
him in there, the Hulk.
Yeah. Dude, this is a real important piece.
Look at that.
This is the game piece.
Look at that. Right
you
there.
cannot play the game. You cannot play the game without this game piece.
Yes.
This game piece is worth a bloody fortune. You cannot play the game without this game.
But it's retailing for it. No, I'm not going.
Okay, so that's it, guys. So, and the cool thing about these is that First of all, they're so brilliantly sculpted, so brilliantly designed. I just think they're going to be amazingly collectible as well. And they're just very, very cool. So yeah, and like I said, I think this one's going to be worth a lot.
do think
so. Okay, anyway. So guys, personally, I think anyone who's a fan of Disney, Infinity, and Marvel, or just gaming in general, is going to be blown away by what's been created here. So I really think it's just time to bring up the people responsible for building this incredible game. So ladies and gentlemen, let me bring them up here. May I introduce to you John Blackburn and John Vignocchi.
Bandis.
Well done.
Hey, thanks, man.
Pleasure.
Thanks, Joe. All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Joe and Brian.
Yeah, we got to take that back.
Okay,
we promise we'll send you a set, though, Joe.
All right. I think you're on.
All right, I am on. Hey, guys, thank you so much for coming here today. I think before we begin, though, the number one thing that we want everyone to know is that everything you're going to see today for Disney Infinity 2.0, it's all about how we listen to our players and improve the platform for you.
You know, as game developers, we always have great ideas where we want to make the game better and we want to make the platform more, but we also really wanted to listen to the community this time around. Our priority is always to build better software and to build a better game. Well, what you're going to see here today, we've really got no tricks or gimmicks. We've got a bunch of great features that we've got, and we want to have the same high-quality collectible figures that you come to expect from the team, along with new ways to play with them in the software.
That's right, John. So, guys, everything you will hear today is how we made Disney Infinity 2.0 bigger and better for our players. And before we dive into the specifics of exactly how our great team at Avalanche Software has done that, we want to answer a few burning questions that you guys may be asking. So, Mr. Blackburn, I'm going to play the role of an Infinity fan right now and ask you, stretch goal, right? And ask you a few questions. Okay, so first off, are all the characters from Disney Infinity 1.0 compatible with Disney Infinity 2.0?
Yes, all the figures are compatible from both versions.
All right. Good deal, okay. What about the power discs? You know, there's like tons of cool power discs, right? I got like some rare ones, and I got ones that like change the sky and the ground. What about the power discs from 1.0? Did those work inside of 2.0?
Every single one of them worked from one to the other.
All right. No. Yeah, all right. Good deal. Now, the toy boxes. So I love creating toy boxes. I participate in Toy Box TV. There's a really handsome man that hosts it, along with Allison. So those toy boxes, I spent hours creating them. Are all of the toy boxes that I've made from Disney Infinity 1.0 compatible with Disney Infinity 2.0?
You know, that one was a little tougher for us. But I am glad to say that all of them are compatible as well. So all of your saves will all work.
That's awesome. That's great. And last but not least, burning question. I purchased the starter pack last year. Came with some great figures, some great content. It also came with the Disney Infinity base. Is the Disney Infinity base compatible with Disney Infinity 2.0?
Everything from 1 is compatible with 2, right down to the base. So everything is compatible.
All right. It's good to hear. It's great. So guys, similar to last year, this fall we're going to be offering a starter pack that gives great value to our players.
This year's starter pack will feature one epic Marvel playset featuring Earth's mightiest Earth's mightiest heroes, the Avengers. Fans told us they wanted to be able to play multiplayer both inside the toy box and inside the playsets right out of the box, and this year you can.
That's right. Our new starter... There, all right. Right. Thanks, man. Our new starter pack comes with 3 of Earth's mightiest heroes and the Avengers Play Set piece, which offers a deep and exciting new story. And of course, players can also access the toy box mode from the software. But we'll also include 2 new interactive game pieces that will provide players with access to what we're calling toy box games. These will be new structured gameplay experiences based on some of your favorite gaming genres like tower defense and a dungeon crawler.
Our toy box games are a really exciting new development, and we'll delve into them more in just a bit. But right now, our plan for today is to focus on the Avengers, the toy box, and the other elements of our starter pack. But, just so that you know, there will be future announcements about additional Marvel play sets and characters, as well as new Disney-themed content and characters.
Whoa, I'm sorry, what was that?
Vignocchi's kind of sensitive. It's Disney-themed characters.
Okay, good. So I can stop dodging if there's any Disney content inside of 2.0 on Twitter.
Yes.
All right.
All right. So, from a systems perspective, with our platforms, We will be continuing to support all of our fan favorites with Disney Infinity 2.0, including the current gen console platforms, as well as fully featured support for both iOS and PC players.
And today, we are excited to announce that Disney Infinity 2.0 will be moving onto the new current gen, with PlayStation 4 and Xbox One available at launch. Gamer moms and gamer dads, rejoice, you can justify that shiny new console.
All right, so to move on to the game design. Our development goals here were really simple. All we needed to do was integrate the world's most iconic superhero franchise into the #1 new kids and family gaming platform and provide massive upgrades into our new Toy Box mode, where players actually, maybe surprisingly, spent 60% of their time last year.
Sounds really easy, right? Actually, it was quite a challenge, but we're really excited to show you what we've done. Focusing our development efforts on the software, specifically on the software, allows us to provide players with larger-than-life experiences worthy of the Marvel name. While the expanded Toy Box functionality we'll be showing you today will bring all new experiences to the entire cast of Disney Infinity. And as Joe already revealed, it all starts with these beautiful figures.
So whether Marvel or Disney, our team has worked tirelessly to make some of the highest quality collectible figurines on the market. Our goal is to make something that impresses not only the discerning eye of the Marvel collector, but we also wanted to retain the same fun experience that kids have come to love with Disney Infinity.
Today you have seen the first 6 characters from the Marvel Superheroes collection, and there are over a dozen more to come. But enough talk, because I could talk here all day. Let's take a look at what the game is all about. First off, we're going to show you environments. It all starts with a new massive environment. On the left side of the screen, you're going to see Metroville from the Incredibles Play Set. This was our largest footprint play set from last year. Inside of Disney Infinity 2.0, on the right, you see Marvel Manhattan, which is 4 times larger the footprint of the Incredibles Play Set.
And when you think about it, we really needed to make the worlds a lot larger because we have characters that can fly. We really want to reward exploration in the world. But the other thing that we wanted to do was, since these are realistic places, with New York, we wanted to have different buildings that you would recognize. But also, from all your favorite Marvel stories, we'll have buildings like the Avengers Tower from those as well.
So that's a quick look at what we're doing with the environments, but you guys really want to get into how we actually took these amazing Marvel superheroes and integrated them into the platform. And when you integrate superheroes into a game, there are a few things that our team knew they had to do incredibly well. First, locomotion. It's all about how these superheroes move. Secondarily, it's about combat. When these guys are taking on some of the largest forces in the entire universe, they gotta look awesome, right? So we really focused on special skills in combat. And third, it was about answering our fans' requests. Inside of the first version of the game, there wasn't a lot of difference between one character to another. This time around, with Disney Infinity 2.0 Marvel Superheroes, we're gonna have abilities and a skill tree that players can customize on their own. John, why don't you take them through a little bit of the upgrades we've done to our locomotion system.
So when we first started looking at locomotion, we looked at our favorite Marvel games from the past, and we realized that locomotion was the big differentiator that really defined our favorite games. So what we've done in here is we'll put in 2 different modes of locomotion that are brand new that I want to cover right now. We've got the hover mode and forward flight. Now, both of these modes are extremely useful to you as a superhero, but we're also adding combat into both of these modes as well.
That's right, and as the innovators in the Toys to Life category with a jumping feature, we've now added a super jump feature that we've got, actually you're seeing right here with Captain America. It's tons of fun, you can level that up, but also, you know, of course there's other characters like the Incredible Hulk who also has that super jump feature. So if you guys can imagine when you're playing with your friends or you're playing with your kids, it's a ton of fun to have like Iron Man flying around, Hulk jumping from one building to another. Now what you're seeing right here on screen is Hulk's wall crawl ability. And he's not the only character inside of Disney Infinity 2.0 that has that feature, but more on that later.
All right, so jumping into then combat. What we wanted to do with combat, there were 4 objectives that we had when we went. We really started off with the idea that, hey, you're a superhero, you need to feel extremely powerful. The other thing that we wanted to do was we have a pretty broad audience, and we needed this to be really accessible, but we also wanted it to be very expressive and deep when you're in combat. Now the last thing is it needs to be true to character. You really want these moves to feel exactly like these characters that you want them to be, and that when you're playing as these characters in-game. Now, you're seeing a bunch of Iron Man's moves here, but that's completely different when you get into another character like Black Widow. Black Widow is more of a character that we think of as a ranged melee. When she gets into when she gets into combat, she moves quickly from one character to another. Now, we've kind of introduced these new classes of characters, and that's the skill that she has. So she's not going to be as powerful, but she will be able to move very quickly and control a lot of different enemies.
Now, speaking of classes of characters, we have a class of character that we like to call the Brawler character, which Thor and Cap, which you'll see here in a minute, fit directly into. Players are going to have a blast controlling Mjolnir on their very own, where you can throw it, call it back, or even level up your flight abilities. And if you want to, of course, Thor ultimately is the god of thunder. So you can actually use thunder in a variety of different ways with this specific character. Captain America, no slouch either. As one of the main members of the Avengers, Cap has got an awesome moveset. He's more of an up-close melee fighter, but he's incredibly strong for the skills and abilities that he has. Now, players can also go and update and upgrade his shield ability to use in a variety of different ways. It's a great way to kind of keep enemies a little bit at mid-range, while some of the other characters actually can get in real close and fight them.
So the next category we've got is the ranged character. So with Hawkeye, it's really all about your bow. Now, he will be able to do some melee combat, but everything that you're going to go ahead and upgrade on him is going to be about how he uses ranged combat to be more effective in the game. Now, with that said, he's somebody that when you play together, you're probably going to want to stand off a little bit more. But all of his major upgrades and all the damage that he does is really from afar. Now, the last major character in the game is the Hulk that we're going to bring in today. So with the Hulk, he does things completely differently. Not only is he incredibly strong, but he's got that huge mass. So when he responds a little bit quicker and can get back into the fight sooner. He doesn't take as much damage as other characters. But then when he goes on the offense, he is the most powerful character. His damages he does the most damage in his attacks, as well as a lot of them have area of effect. And this right here at the end is the most powerful attack in the game, being Hulk's Rage Mode.
Hulk Smash! Love it. Awesome. Oh, thanks, guys. So the next thing we're going to talk about is attributes and skill tree. This is a rather short video, but I think it's really important for our fans and for the players of our game. If you go ahead and roll the video. I mean, the thing is that we listened to you guys. You guys wanted clear differentiation. You wanted to be able to update and upgrade your characters. We're going to allow you to do that inside of Disney Infinity 2.0. We're raising the level cap of all the characters to 20, and as you progress through each level, you'll be able to pick specific things that you want to upgrade about your character. Whether that's new moves, new hits inside of your combos, or if it's new health or stat upgrades, you can do that. It's completely up to the player to decide exactly how you want to upgrade your character. So we're really excited about this, and the choice is now in your hands of how you want to play with these characters. So we've showed you a little bit about what we're doing with characters and locomotion and environments, but I think that, as John mentioned earlier, 60% of our players' time is spent inside of the toy box mode. And so it was really important for us to upgrade our toy box with a variety of different enhancements. So first, as we jump into the toy box mode, we've added structured play. Earlier I had mentioned that we're going to have new toy box game discs. That is the way that we're bringing structured play into the game. The second thing that we're working on is usability. So when it comes down to usability, we really want players to be able to go into the toy box and use it in a variety of different ways. We think we might have missed the mark a little bit last year because it was complicated, so we really wanted to make it super easy for players to get in there and feel like a toy box master builder.
So to go into that a little bit, let's go back to the genesis of the idea behind the toy box. We were really trying to get back to that whole thought of when I was a kid and was playing with all my toys on the ground. I would tell these stories, and I would kind of make up these little stories that would go along with that. We wanted to use that as the genesis of what would go on here. So I've got an image here that's special to me for two different reasons. This is my nephew Logan. He's 5 years old. He's a big fan of the game. And for the first reason here is that I really think that Infinity brings families together and that you can play this game together at the same time. We've heard from a bunch of fans and a bunch of different reviewers that this is something that really appeals to them about Infinity. We want to make sure that we continue to do that. But the other reason that I brought this up is I wanted to tell a story. One day when I was coming home from work, Logan was at my house. He came running up to me. He said, Uncle John, you've got to see this city that I built. So I was kind of like, all right, this is cool, let's go see what that is. Now, once again, Logan's 5. And so let's go ahead and bring up the picture of that city.
This is so cute.
This is not exactly the biggest creation that we've ever seen within the toy box. But it is very special because I think what happened here was Logan was so proud at that moment of what he had done. And then he started telling me about the story of why there needed to be a slide at the top of that, for all the people to be able to go down and to escape from the top of the building. What that really meant to me was that we had realized that we had captured that moment to where he was playing with those toys in a virtual space in the same way that we did when we were kids on our bedroom floors. And so I feel like that was a great moment.
Yes.
But the idea was, you know what? I'm a game developer now, and I've got some ideas as to how Logan maybe could make a little bit better city. So we went through and we're like, okay, how can we make this easier for not only Logan, but for everybody else who's going to pick up this game and play it? And so let's go ahead and look at what we've got here with some of our new features. What we're going to show right now is this is our brush system. The brush system allows you to build, we're going to go spread out kind of a volume into the world as to how big you're going to want to build this. And right now we're showing the city brush. The city brush is going to go in and put in roads and buildings and lamp posts and everything else that you need for a city. But it doesn't just need to be a city. We've got brushes for racetracks and dungeons and a bunch of different castles. You name it, we've got tree houses. These are all things that you can build with literally the press of a button.
Now, for little dudes like Logan that might, this procedural generation stuff might seem a little bit daunting, we've actually included what we're calling builders. So these little guys you can actually drop inside of your world. They'll move about your toy box and start building things automatically on their own, kind of like your own little ant colony. So you can have builders that are creating trees, you can have builders that are making castles or cities or caves. I mean, it's totally up to you. And then, of course, you can take a step back and edit anything that these guys have created inside of the environment. The power is in the player's hands to make the toy box everything that they want it to be.
The best part about this to me is that it really makes your world alive and vibrant. It gives you something to do and something to watch while you're in there playing with the world and playing with all of these different characters that bring life into it.
Absolutely.
So the next piece that I want to go into right now is the interiors. So last year, we really didn't allow you to go build anything on the inside of any world. This year, we've come up with a concept that you can put this door on the outside of any one of your structures, go into that door, and we'll bring you into a world to where you can build something that looks a little bit like this. You can go through and unlock different rooms to go ahead, put these things together. You're seeing on the interface that this is kind of a small bunch of rooms. Now, this particular door leads to a special concept that we call a home. In your home, the home reflects your progress as you play the game. Now, we've got this on a little bit of a tighter grid in here so you can put things a little bit closer together. But this is something where we intend you to take all the different customizations and trophies that you unlock while you're playing through Infinity, be able to really express your own vision of what your home is and express your personality in here, and also express the progress that you've got in the game. Now, we're showing a lot of Marvel stuff here, but there's a lot of different things that we've got. Now, aside from the home, we've also got the concept that these could be dungeons, these could be caves, these could be a bunch of different things, and not just, kind of...
There it is.
Pepper
Merry
Potts.
Christmas, Pepper Potts. I personally can't wait to go and recreate Tony Stark's mansion. I think it's going to be awesome. So that's a little bit about what we're doing with interiors. Again, this is a new feature inside the Toy Box mode that you can play with. Now, we listened to our players, and again, you guys all said that you wanted structured play inside the Toy Box. You're releasing all these great figures, but I want fun stuff for them to do inside of the Toy Box mode. As I had mentioned, inside the starter pack, we'll have 2 of these Toy Box game discs that will unlock a tower defense game and a dungeon crawler game. They're about 3 to 4 hours in length. They offer a light story, and once you complete that light story, you can open up skirmish mode that any character, whether Marvel or Disney, can participate in. Let's go ahead and roll the video of the tower defense game.
So like JV said, these happen inside the toy box. So this is the toy box art set in here, and this is Asgard. The story that we've got is that frost giants are trying to break in and destroy all the artifacts that you have inside of Asgard. So what you're going to do to defend your tower in this case is you're going to select which traps you're going to put in the world. There's an economy associated with these. You'll be able to select traps based on that economy and put them into world in strategic locations to help you defend Asgard. Now, once you've placed those things in the best locations you can, now it's up to you to use your own combat ability and the characters that you've upgraded and with all of their moves in the gameplay to go ahead and defend that. There are 10 different levels that we've got inside of Asgard. We've got multiple waves that come on each one of these. Now, we also have the story in the skirmish mode, like JV mentioned.
Yeah, and so what you're seeing right now on screen is the new Dungeon Crawler Toy Box game. Again, you'll put down one of these Toy Box game discs and it'll instantiate that game for you to play. So inside of the Dungeon Crawl mode, we actually have we use the procedural generation system to create brand new levels every single time you go in there. So it's a different experience each time. You can take your favorite characters and play along. Now, one of the fun things that you can do is you can actually take little sidekick characters with you and then level up those characters. You can imbue them with powers to give you extra health or even attack enemies. We'll have a lot more to share about our Toy Box games soon, but just want to give you a quick sneak peek of the future there.
All right. One of the other big things that we wanted to do when we were enhancing the Toy Box was really make the game creation better. When you look at what the user generates, or the user-generated content that the user community has made, it's pretty impressive. But one of the issues that we had is it didn't really feel necessarily complete. It didn't feel like complete games. You could build experiences, but they really weren't, kind of beginning to end something that you really wanted to necessarily.
There was the fireworks cannon.
We had the fireworks cannon, which was something that we used a lot.
At the
but we didn't really have like stat screens, those kind of things. What we did is we went through and added a bunch of new logic toys that will allow you to create entire game experiences. Fade in, fade out, you name it, result screens, they'll all be there. We unified the interface of those so you know which toys that you have in the world that can be hooked up to each other. But probably the most powerful thing that we've done is we want more people to be able to do this and to experience creating these experiences on their own. What we've done is we've added something that we've called a template. A template is a bunch of different gameplay pieces, including logic toys that are all hooked together that allow you to put an entire rule set into a world with just one click.
So let's roll the video. So imagine inside of your Toy Box using the audio creator feature to create your own city. Then we'll take one of these game templates, and there's a bunch of them, but one we're going to show you right now is the collector game template. Again, all the logic connections are already set up. All the player needs to do is go in there and move the actual orbs around the city that was created. And within a matter of minutes, any player has created their own game that they or 3 of their friends can participate in. And as John mentioned, with some of our new tools that we have inside the game, we can do stat screens, we can do online leaderboards, and more. So we're really excited about these templates, and we think that they're going to be a lot of fun to really empower the community to create some super awesome games inside of the Toy Box mode in Disney Infinity 2.0.
One other thing I'll just mention here, these are all 4-player multiplayer. Once again, the Toy Box mode being something where we want to really encourage sharing and playing together.
That's right.
So with the last piece, I want to get into power discs right now. We've got 80 new power discs that we'll be supporting this year. They'll be coming out in 2 different waves. There's a couple new concepts that we have this year in power discs. The first one is what we're calling a team up. So here you can bring in Iron Patriot into your world. He can help you in your combat situations. We've got other ones with other different characters that are going to come in and do that. Then we've also got costume changes. The costume changes will allow you to change the physical appearance of the different characters you have. It will also buff any other character that you have that you put that on.
Of course, we'll still have brand new environment discs as well that will change the sky and the ground based on some of the most iconic Marvel films, television series, and comics. Additionally, we're going to have brand new vehicles. As you see right here, this is Captain America riding on the Sky Cycle inside of a Toy Box. These vehicles will be playable at any point just by placing that power disc down. We'll also have new vehicles, such as the mini helicarrier that you see right here, that multiple characters can ride on. Fans asked for 2-wheeled vehicles like motorcycles. You got it. We've integrated motorcycles into the Toy Box as well. And last but not least, we have vehicles like Lola you see right here that can not only race but then convert into the hover car. I'm sure Clark loves that. So guys, in closing, we've got an amazing community, and you guys are a huge part of our experience. As Jimmy had mentioned, we've got over 10 million Toy Boxes that have been downloaded. And as a lot of you may know, we feature the top community-created Toy Boxes each week on Disney Infinity Toy Box TV. The community is so incredibly important to us, and thank you guys for being part of the development process. To talk a little bit about just how important the community is, John's got a special announcement that we're really excited about. I think it's pretty unique.
Before I make the announcement, I want to set it up a bit. We really do feel like in making Infinity, we want the community to have a voice in where we're going and where we're taking this platform. This is something that we're building into for the future, and we really want to make sure that we're doing the things that you want. Now, one of those things that we really feel like people have tied into is user-generated content. Now, I'm very pleased to announce that we have actually hired our first builder from the user community, Crazy by Nick. He's won a bunch of the different... Let's go ahead and clap for Crazy.
Welcome to the team, Nick.
Nick's just accepted a job in Salt Lake City to work with the team on new content that he will be using all of these new tools to create, and we'll be putting that out back into the user community. It's not just user community. Yes, it's absolutely. All this is for free. Now, Nick is just the first of a bunch of people that we're going to hire that we're doing this with. We really feel like some of the best creators and some of the most passionate people really should be joining the team, and that we should be giving that back into the community in general.
Absolutely. To John's point, guys, we're super excited to see what our players and our community comes up with next. You guys are so robust. We've got so many fans, and we're so excited to see what you guys do now that the badasses from the Marvel superheroes are officially joining the Disney Infinity platform. So before we go, we're going to roll a quick video here to kind of get your imagination going. We're excited for you guys to all come play with us this fall. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, so that is our show. I would like to thank Clark, Joe, Brian, John, and John for joining us here today and doing such a fantastic job. I would also like to thank Director Fury. I would like to thank all of you in attendance for coming to see us today. And most importantly, I would like to thank all of our fantastic fans of the Disney Infinity product. And we truly hope that you guys are excited about the next version of Disney Infinity Marvel Superheroes, as we are. So thank you very much, and please enjoy the new product.